For 9 straight Saturdays, we've counted down the legends, breaking down stats, reliving iconic moments, and settling debates. And now, Dish Hoops family, we've reached the end game, the final chapter of our Top 10 NBA Players of All Time series. Today, the GOAT takes his throne. If you've been with us since number 10, you know the drill. Every week, we dissected one legend. We argued about rings versus stats. We rewound tape on career-defining plays. And through it all, one name kept coming up. The guy who didn't just win, he redefined winning. The athlete who turned sneakers into holy grails and the Bulls invincible. But before we dive into why Michael Jordan is untouchable at number 1, hit that subscribe button. This channel, we're obsessed with basketball history and we're just getting started. Now, let's talk about the man who turned the NBA into a global phenomenon. The guy who made 23 more than a number. It's a legacy. Buckle up. This is the story of greatness. Introduction. The pinnacle of basketball greatness. The name that's synonymous with victory, excellence, and sheer will. Michael Jordan didn't just play the game, he transcended it. Let's get one thing straight. When we talk about the GOAT, we're not debating, we're confirming. 6 NBA rings, 5 MVP trophies, 10 scoring titles, and a highlight reel that's longer than most players' careers. But numbers don't tell the whole story. Jordan's legacy? It's in the moments. The flu game, the shrug, the last shot. It's in the way he turned sneakers into a phenomenon, and the Bulls into a global dynasty. He didn't just dominate the 90s, he owned pop culture. From Space Jam to the Jumpman logo, MJ wasn't just an athlete. He was a brand, a movement. But here's what separates him from every legend we've covered in this series. No one wanted to win more. Teammates feared his wrath. Opponents dreaded his fourth quarter glare. He'd trash talk, outwork, and break you, all while making it look effortless. And when the stakes were highest, that's when his airness soared. Think about this. In 6 NBA Finals appearances, Jordan never let it go to Game 7. 6 trips, 6 titles, 6 Finals MVPs. No excuses, no asterisks, just cold, calculated dominance. He didn't just set the standard for greatness. He buried it so deep that nobody's dug it up since. And let's not forget the intangibles. The man turned failure into fuel. Cut from his high school team? Fuel. Losing to the Pistons year after year? Fuel. Even retirement couldn't stop him. He came back twice, adding 3 more rings to his collection. So why does MJ sit alone at number 1? Because he rewrote the rules. He made basketball a global spectacle. And he proved that greatness isn't about talent. It's about an unrelenting drive to be better, even when you're already the best. This isn't just a ranking. It's a coronation. The throne belongs to 23. Early life and education. Before the rings, the fame, and the $3 billion empire, Michael Jeffrey Jordan was just a kid with a chip on his shoulder. Born in Brooklyn on February 17, 1963, MJ's journey began in a blue-collar home. His dad, James, clocked shifts at a General Electric plant. His mom, Dolores, balanced the books at a bank. Money was tight, but love wasn't. Now, here's the twist. Young Mike wasn't even supposed to play basketball. His first love, baseball. He'd spend hours throwing fastballs with his dad, but everything changed thanks to his older brother, Larry. See, Larry was taller, faster, and obsessed with humiliating Mike in one-on-one. Those backyard battles, they forged a monster. By sophomore year, Jordan was determined to make Laney High's varsity team. But at 5'11", coaches said he was too small, too unpolished. They cut him, a decision that'd go down as the biggest mistake in basketball history. Most kids would have quit. MJ? He spent that summer grinding, shooting 500 jumpers a day, running drills until his legs gave out. And then, boom. He hit a growth spurt. 4 inches taller by junior year. Suddenly that too short kid was dunking on everyone. Jordan's high school stats: 25.4 PPG, 12 RPG, 5.3 APG. The numbers don't lie. By senior year, Jordan averaged a jaw-dropping triple-double: 26.8 points, 11.6 rebounds, 10.1 assists. He led Laney to the state championship and earned a McDonald's All-American nod. But his pièce de resistance? A game-winning free throw at the 1981 All-American game that left scouts speechless. College recruiters came crawling. Duke, UCLA. But Jordan chose UNC, and immediately made history. As a freshman, with 17 seconds left in the 1982 NCAA Finals, he sank the game winner against Georgetown. Cool as ice. That moment wasn't luck. It was destiny. A preview of the clutch gene that had defined his career. Two-time College Player of the Year, a CC Freshman of the Year, and a legacy that had forced the NBA to pay attention. So next time someone tells you MJ was born great, remind them, this GOAT was built. One rejection, one growth spurt, one iconic shot at a time. Three-peat with the Bulls, 1991, 1992, 1993, 3 straight titles, 3 finals MVPs, then he retired. Baseball, please. But 2 years later, he sent a 2-word fax, I'm back, and dominated again, another three-peat. The flu game, the last shot, 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs, 0 Game 7s in the finals. Let's be honest, Jordan didn't just play the game, he weaponized it. The tongue wag, the shrug, the way he'd stare down a defender after breaking their ankles. He wasn't just better, he was ruthless. And when he said, I take it personally, he meant it. Even his second retirement couldn't stick. At 38, he came back with the Wizards, dropped 51 points against the Hornets, proved he could still fly, just with a few more miles on the engine. Awards and accolades, 6 NBA titles, 5 MVPs. Off the court, he shaped pop culture. Space Jam blended sports and cartoons, grossing $250 million. The Jordan logo? It's on hats, shirts, and coffee mugs. He normalized athlete ownership, buying the Hornets in 2010. And his philanthropy? Over $100 million donated to education and racial justice causes. But here's the kicker. Jordan's influence is timeless. TikTok teens today obsess over his highlights. Rappers like Travis Scott sample his interviews. Even The Last Dance documentary broke streaming records in 2020, 25 years after his last title. In short, MJ didn't just leave a legacy. He built a blueprint. Every player who brands themselves, every sneaker deal, every athlete entrepreneur, they're walking in Jordan's shadow. And that's a wrap on our Top 10 NBA Players of All Time series. 9 weeks of debates, nostalgia, and absolute fire basketball history. But don't touch that dial just yet. Because next Saturday, we're kicking off something massive. Introducing Franchise History, a deep dive into the teams that shaped the NBA. From the Celtics dynasty to the Warriors revolution, we're breaking down iconic rosters and the moments that made them unforgettable. So hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and meet us back here next week. Oh, and drop a comment. Which franchise should we cover first? Lakers? Knicks? Let us know. Until then, keep ballin'. Peace.